Don't forget to celebrate. Don't believe what your woman says that she doesn't want. She doesn't want presents. She doesn't want flowers. Women always want attention.
That's right.
ATF
That's right.
all the time. So
That's
give her the
right.
attention.
Don't get hung up on what you did or didn't do on Valentine's Day. You got to continue to innovate and to grow your relationship. Not just the one day that it comes every year, but like every single week, every single day. Like, what is the best part of you that you could give into your relationship? This is Vivian Villacis.
And this is Raul Villacis.
Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the God Money Sex podcast. My name is Vivian Villacis.
And my name is Raul Villacis, and we're here to talk about the aftermath of the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. So, how was your Valentine's Day?
Well, first of all, it's on a Wednesday, so it's kind of like a weird day to start Valentine's Day. But we personally don't celebrate like Valentine's Day on the actual day. We have been committed to having our date night for the last, I don't even know, like maybe 2 years already.
More than that.
More
than that.
More
At
than
least good 4 years.
At least.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday we have our date night.
Right after the podcast, we have our date night.
Yeah. And so we haven't really done like the traditional Valentine's going out day, and it's great. I asked you, I was very clear what I wanted, and you kept asking me like, are you sure that's what you want? And I said, yes, that's exactly what I want. And I was very specific, and I asked, and I got exactly what I asked for.
But you see, you said you didn't want to do anything, that you want to just have a chill Valentine's Day.
And we were home.
With a pizza, no dinner reservations.
That's right.
You don't have to give me flowers, Raul. You don't have to give me gifts. You don't have to do anything. And then I still got flowers. I still got some gifts. And you were surprised. But at the same time, it's like women don't tell the truth. Women. I know what you're saying, but that's not really what you mean.
I think it was really nice that you went above and beyond what I asked you for, and I think it's great that you listened and you gave me what I asked for, and then you go and then you do more than what I asked.
So that is a big tip for any man that's listening to this podcast right now. Don't believe your woman when she says, "I don't want anything special in Valentine's Day." Still go above and beyond. Because that's what matters. That's what counts.
Well, I didn't say I don't want anything special. I think you're misconstructing what I said. I was very specific as to what I wanted. And actually this Valentine's Day for you was like probably the most expensive one, because what did I say? I wanted to have quality time with you. I didn't want to go out to the restaurant. I wanted to have pizza, which is like my favorite thing in the world. I wanted to be home. I wanted to be there with you. We got to be there with Abigail. And then I said, I want your undivided attention, and I want you to really help me make a decision about these things that are coming up for us. And I'm telling you, I was like, wow, I thought, we weren't going to get that done because it was like, we had so much happening yesterday, and you got it done. And I was just like, I cannot even believe how much you do for me. Like, I just feel
ladies,
so loved.
another insight for you ladies. Tell your man what you want. Make it easy for us. Just tell us what you want. And if we could do it, we'll always deliver. All right. Yes. Don't give us an impossible task. Give us a task that we actually complete on.
Yeah.
So what you wanted was we're planning a trip to Europe, and we're going around the dates. We've been looking at different places. So you said, I want to make a decision. I want to have a date. I want to have the flights. And I said yesterday, let's do it. Let's book the flights. And we booked it. And it was done. So we're going at the end of the year. We're going to Paris. We're going to Greece, celebrating our 25th anniversary.
I am beyond excited. Like that's, that for women, like if you're listening to this, there is nothing better than having certainty. Nothing. Like it just feels so good. That was like, I know that I am beyond excited about the trip. Like I can't even tell you how excited I am. Like, once is our 25th anniversary gift, part of the gift. And also like I got clarity, and like now from this point, like I know what I need to do, how I need to plan. All that to say that there is no better thing for us as women is when we ask for something that we get that certainty from our man.
And one thing I love about Vivian is what you did before planning the flight is that you started to pray to say, hey God, let this be a trip that you want us to take.
Like,
and I know you were looking at some flights, and the flights were going up and down in price.
I was like, no, we're not getting it. I'm not going.
We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. And then yesterday was a perfect perfect moment because everything just lined up. We have the dates available,
Yeah.
the times.
And it wasn't even on a Tuesday because usually I don't know, this is a myth or something, but I look at it on Tuesdays and it works out. But that's so true what you said because I looked at flights and I looked at like just doing the itinerary and I got a little discouraged because the prices, because the things that I wanted were not coming together. And I just kind of put it to the side. And then yesterday when we started, I said, God, please bless his plans. If it's your will, allow us to get there. And the beautiful thing is not just you and I, it's like our kids
yeah.
too. And they're so excited about it.
And that's the part where if ladies can understand that for men, all we want is direction. You tell us what you want us to do, and we do it if it's in our power, and we get it done. Like yesterday, you said, I don't know if we could be able to do it. I said, no, we committed we're going to do it. You're in the computer. Let's take a look at it. And within probably 30, 45 minutes, it was done.
I'm telling you, I was in like shock that we got so much stuff done. One, two, that you actually heard what I said and you just went far and above and beyond for what I asked. So really,
Beautiful, beautiful. So again, another
Valentine's
Valentine's Day in the books. Man, if you missed your Valentine's Day with your lady, make sure you make it up to her. One of the things that we do every single week is we have time for ourselves.
Date night.
And once a month, we schedule a sex night. Once a quarter, we go away somewhere. Twice a year, we go away by ourselves. So we have already scheduled that in our life, in our lifestyle.
That's what we talked about last week, trying to schedule something. And sometimes it doesn't seem like it's sexy or spontaneous. But I think that's one of the things that have kept our marriage just in this place of growth, because we know that we're committed to each other. We're committed to making our time a priority.
And I said this in a previous podcast. I said, when a man is driven in his business, right, sometimes the relationship takes a back seat. Because we have this belief that as long as we could provide and we're going to make money and we're going to just conquer the world, our relationship is going to catch up to our standard in our business. Yeah, but the reality is that if you don't take care of your relationship, doesn't matter how good you are in your business, it's still a flaw. Right. I was having a conversation today with one of my guys that I coach, and he's taking his company public. So his company is valued at $300 million. He wants to eventually get it to $500 million. And then the dream is once it hits $1 billion, he's going to sell it, right? Wow. So I asked him, I said, what did you do for Valentine's Day? Because, I was in a meeting with China. I was doing this and I didn't have it. I said, imagine this. I said, I'm not going to call him out because imagine this, all right? You hit the $1 billion mark. You sell your company. You pocket $1 billion. And then your wife says, I'm done. She's going to take half your net worth just because you didn't put in the necessary work to be able to connect. And in the path of building this empire, you're losing an MVP. Right? So he looked at me and said, Raul, you're right. But if she does take half of my net worth, it's worth it because she put up with my ass. I said, but that's not the point. You want to have it all. You want to be able to have the relationship and have the business. You don't have to sacrifice, especially if there is good communication, especially the intention is right. Like, we're going to do a power couple retreat this year too. We're going to talk about how to come together as a power couple. I truly believe that right now entrepreneurs have the opportunity to take advantage of the marketplace, to take advantage of all the chaos and all the uncertainty. But the one place every entrepreneur needs to make sure that he's solid is in his relationship.
I 100% agree with that, because then, we see that all the time. And here's the thing, like the insight that I just got from you saying that, it didn't have to take a lot for him to show his queen appreciation. All it is like, sometimes like you've been busy or you're doing events. What you do for me sometimes when you call me, and I know that you're paying attention to me in that call, like I feel like, wow, he's really thinking about me. He loves me. I am a priority. So I think, we fall into this illusion that it has to be something like magnificent and grand, and it has to be like a whole date night or this or the other. But I would say, like, to the man, right, that you're saying, there's so many men and women out there who are in the same situation. Like, you don't need a lot. But if you actually pause and you say, like, what can I do right now for the person that I love? Even though I have to do like this, $500 billion deal, like how can I make her or him feel loved right now?
Because that is the
Right? It's
insight
like-
that she's gonna be able to connect with. Like, I'm as important as your billion-dollar company.
That's right.
I'm as important as your customers, as your employees. I'm as
Yes.
important, even more important.
That's right.
So I was talking to our son. And when he does something good, he's my son. When he's in trouble, he's your son, right?
Oh no,
So-
he's my son in this instance
So
because he did something great.
He has this girl out, and he has a girlfriend now. And I was asking him how did everything play out, and he actually took her to New York City. He took her to a nice dinner. He bought her all these presents. He kind of courted her in a way of
Courtship.
having the conversations and connecting in a way that I look back, I'm like, wow, that doesn't happen nowadays. Nowadays, you don't see like a man courting a woman to
The way that he did.
The way that he did.
I actually, was thinking about that too, because I think, as parents, that's like our greatest treasure when our kids are not doing what we tell them that they need to do, but the kids are doing what we have done. And I think, like I love and appreciate that part of you because you're such a like the romantic, shows appreciation and my love language, and you've always done that so great for me that he's imaging that from you. And even like that night that he had left, so Valentine's Day was yesterday, so he left something for Abigail on Tuesday, and he said, Mom, like please go get that for her and give it to her, because Wednesday morning when it's Valentine's for her sister,
yep.
I want her to have it. So I went to get it, and in the little like package that he left behind, it was a card for me. Mm-hmm. And like those things are like, you can't put a price to that. Like it's priceless, right? It's like, show love, show appreciation. And we could say these things to our kids, but if we're not doing that at home, I know he wouldn't. Like, you are his example. You've been this example for the last 25 years that we've been together. So he's just mirroring all of that, and he's doing that into his relationship. And I told him, I'm like, I am so proud of the way that you show up as this man to be with this young lady that, we don't know where it's going to go. But I was telling him, I'm like, as parents, if you're listening to this, like I've been praying for this moment I don't even know how long I've been praying for this, for God to send the right person to my daughter's life and to my son's life, a person that could show them and not bring them down, but edify each other, a person that could love and respect who they are and not want to change them. And for me to see this young girl coming into his life was like, God, thank you for answering those prayers. And then the same thing to you. Like I tell you, like, thank you for being the man that my son could imitate, like the little gestures, the things that you've done to me all these years. It's like, I see him and it's like,
he's seen the runs to CBS on
He's
every
doing it.
holiday to do the
it's
card in that machine that it takes an hour for you to do a customized card
let me
with
tell
your picture.
He's done it. He's done it all with you.
He's seen it, and I told him yesterday. I said, "Hey, man, I'm in CVS right now." He goes, "Dad, I'm with you in spirit." But he actually
so
got it
sweet.
done before because
That's right.
he has to plan it.
Yeah.
But it is true. Like they have to mimic, they have to model what we do, and we cannot just talk. We have to live the walk. We have to teach them early. So I told him, I said, you're gonna pay the price by going up and down in a relationship, but just don't be discouraged. You have a good start. You started with a good foundation. Don't be afraid to get your heart broken. Don't be afraid to take risks. Even before he asked the girl out, I said, if you like her, you have to play your cards right. You can't be stuck in the friend zone, right? And I think a lot of men, we get stuck in that friend zone after we're married, that we become the hairy girlfriend. Like we're not asking for what we want. We're not doing the things that we did at the beginning of the relationship.
That's right.
I mean, we get
That's
stuck.
right.
We get stuck. So, and it creates an opportunity for women to start looking somewhere else. So now let's look back at the Super Bowl. What happened at the Super Bowl halftime show, right? With what's the guy's name?
Oh yeah, Usher.
Usher. He's a great performer. So Vivian sent me this clip. So I want to show you this clip, and we're gonna talk about what happened at the Super Bowl halftime show. So Daniel, can you play that clip? Bring it back. It was too quick. Put it like 45 seconds, Daniel. There you go.
So this is Alicia Keys and Usher in the halftime. If you didn't watch it, amazing show. He's such a performer.
Look at her. She's lighting up. You got to be careful with Usher. You got to be careful. He steal your girl.
So he's married, got married like to his girlfriend, a couple of weeks back, I think, even just recently. But Alicia Keys been married for maybe since like 2010, 2012 or something like that, like more than 10 years. Okay. But, like you look at that stuff and a man that it's not committed and confident in their relationship, I don't know how they would feel.
Well, he did that in a show to another, I think Kelly, something Palmer.
Okay. I don't know.
Kelly Palmer or something like that. He did that, and we talked about this. I showed you the video, and she went all out, and he was dancing with
I
her,
remember that.
and
Yes,
she had like
yes.
a dress, and her husband posted something on Twitter saying, "But she's a mom." Something like that,
yes.
Right. So that caused
He was a very
that caused a divorce
mad.
or a
yes.
separation
Yes,
because he
yes.
wasn't.
I remember that.
He wasn't confident with himself. So we
Yes.
start looking at this like, listen, guys, there is no shortage of men out there that want to steal your girl. There's no shortage of men out there that would not care how long you've been with her. They would not care what you are. That there's right now in the marketplace, men or women are out there just acting the way that they want to act. So it's important for you to understand that nothing is promised. Nothing is promised. It doesn't matter how long you've been married. You got to continue to build your man, build your woman, keep that connection because Usher could be around the corner.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like in this instance, it was a performance. It's a show. So like they have to put in that, charisma.
Yeah, but she was a little too happy in that show.
No,
She
I
was
don't
a little
think so.
too
I think she
happy.
was just taken by surprise. And it's like, somebody just comes and like hugs up on you. And it's like, what are people going to say? Like you think of that stuff, right? Like if somebody comes from behind me and grabs me like that, I'd be like, oh my God, Raul's watching. What is he going to say?
Well, the
like,
whole, like
that's
100 million people are watching.
Right. That's like my quick.
I get it. It's
thing,
it's a performance.
It's a performance. But what I'm trying to say is like, there's so many times when we as women, like we put ourselves in situations like that, that's like, our feminine is so attractive. Like she's such an attractive, beautiful woman that it's like you attract that into your life. And how do we conduct ourselves? I think sometimes like women forget because it feels, and I've told you this, right? Like in our marriage, like I'm very confident. I'm very open about things that have happened in like men giving me attention or just saying how beautiful I am. But it's like, I know who I am. I'm happily married. Like, and I've told you, I'm like, oh my God, this guy said this to me and it took me by surprise. But if it was somebody else that is not happy, that it's not fulfilled and living in a passionate, loving marriage, you're taken by that stuff. And it's like, oh, this feels nice. So he's not giving me that. Let me find it somewhere else. And I think that's a challenge nowadays is like women don't get enough of that. Ooh, he's grabbing me. Like I feel loved and seen and appreciated. So I'm going to look for it somewhere else.
100%.
Right?
100%. And with the men too. Like it works both ways. If they're not getting the attention at home or the affection at home, or even the words of saying, man, you're
my
killing it,
you're
man.
my
You're
hero.
killing it. Keep on going. If you only hear at home, like, man, what you're not doing enough of is opening a door where both parties are going to start looking for attention somewhere else.
That's right. I loved how the Super Bowl, like how their performance, that you were able to see like that masculine, feminine energy, like what a beautiful feminine energy she is. And how, like, even if it was for that second, how happy and lit up she got from that like hug and that attention and that love.
We are taking dancing lessons.
Like,
that was my other Valentine's Day present. Taking some dancing lessons.
I want dancing lessons, but I have 2 left feet. So
we work on that. We work on the next performance.
you got to move to the left a little more than you move to the right.
But you were doing so good with bachata and salsa. We got to pick it up again.
Yeah. But
got to pick it up.
You're better than I am.
What we take away from this video is the feminine energy, the
love
masculine energy, the dance, the seduction. Like, don't lose that. If one thing that we've done always is really try to bring that out of us, with dancing classes, with doing different things. And that's where you have to understand that nothing is promised. Just because you said I do 25 years ago doesn't mean that you're going to say I do next year. Every day is an opportunity for you to show love and appreciation and continue to work.
And I also love the fact, that her husband didn't tear it down. You know, what happened at the,
Oh,
for a lot of people, there was a lot of comments, right? There was a lot of comments.
He's solid. He's
But
solid. He's not worried about.
he was just like, you know, my baby did her thing. Usher did his. Why can't we just celebrate that? So I really want to honor that part too in men, when men know what they have.
We have certainty.
Right?
Exactly.
It's like,
Who they
that's so
are,
amazing.
Who they are.
Yeah,
Because, you know, at the end of the day is, if he wasn't invested in the relationship or he wasn't showing up, then he could have something to worry about.
Right. I love that.
All right. So another thing that happened at the Super Bowl, there was an argument against Casey and the coach, right? So, and I saw that commentary from Candace Owens. So let's
What did
pull
she
that
say?
up. See what she says about that.
Shoved his coach, Andy Reid, who is 65 years old. And now Tay-Tay's fans are saying, it looks like he's got a little too much aggression in him and he might hurt you, girl. Take a look at this video of Travis getting upset on the sidelines.
With a fumble, he comes over to Andy. He goes, keep me in. What happened is, on the fumble, he was not in the game.
What's your viewpoint, guys? Let me know in the comments. My viewpoint is it's unacceptable, and people that are making excuses for this and saying, oh, that's just football. Nope, you have to respect your coach in football. I am the #1 person that promotes male aggression, but when male aggression is trained, right? You can bash each other out on the field, but when it comes to being a young person of that strength who is hitting his coach or aggressively going at his coach, it seems inappropriate to me altogether.
Yeah.
Internet is divided. Let me know your thoughts. Travis Kelce on the sidelines.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
What do you think?
I mean, listen, in like we said, like in the Super Bowl, there's a lot of energy, just the tension and everything. But I do believe that you need to learn to manage your, you know, emotions and energy. Just because you wanted to stay in doesn't mean that he gets to come over and disrespect his coach or anybody for that matter.
You know, most of the time I love Candace and her commentaries, but I think that this is exactly what happens when people comment and they've never been in the game. Like, I've never been in that game, that much pressure. So you don't know what's going on.
The tension.
The pressure, the what's in the line, right? So that you take that into consideration. And there's two men going at it. I mean, if he was doing something to a woman, I would say absolutely. Calm the fuck down. That's not the place. But he's going after a coach, after a man. If there was some situation, then the coach's job to say, hey, don't talk to me that way. Have some respect. But if the coach understood, then that's part of the game. It's like you have to be in the battlefield. You
calm, cool, and collected when he came over. And
credit
he was
to the coach. The coach knows how to deal with the warriors that he has. The pressure. See, the coach didn't even sweat. That's being in control.
That's right.
So that's having the type of leadership that says, I could take that heat. I could take you coming at me because I know it's not directed at me. I know it's the passion for the championship, the passion for winning the game. So we could never understand the pressure, number one. Number two is, this is why, you know, the toxic masculinity theme is too overboard. Like, because now you allocate that energy into the worst case scenario. Now, again, if he was going after yelling at a woman, I understand, but he's yelling at another man, they could go at it. Let him go at it.
Right. And I think that's the part that I don't agree with, how she was saying about, you know, Kelce will have those issues with Taylor Swift.
Why? Like don't automatically you put in those things. Automatically you put in that
in the relationship.
No, he's a warrior. He's going in there. He has to slay the dragon. He has to tap into that part of himself to win the Super Bowl.
I know.
So that's the problem. We tear men down when we're asking them, win the Super Bowl. But you have to do it nicely. So you can't get upset. But I still go there and win. That doesn't work that way.
I know.
That's bullshit. We got to let men go out there and do their thing. And then afterwards, you know, you look back and you said the things that we could improve.
Yeah, I agree. Like, don't put things that are not there yet. Don't bring that into a relationship that just started, that's beautifully flourishing. Like, don't bring that. I think you just give, you know, like you give a start to something that's not there. You know, hopefully he doesn't have any, you know, anger issues. And if he does, I'm sure he'll deal with it. But like you said.
But again, there's no proof of that. There's no proof of that.
No,
he's yelling at another man. They have to handle it together.
That's right.
And that's why Coach
did an amazing job.
That's why I could yell at man and they could take it, or they could yell at me and we could take it, because that's how we deal with shit. Talking about it, and
that's part of the masculine energy, like giving at each other.
That it comes from a place of honor and respect.
That's right.
So
2 thumbs up for the coach. He was amazing.
100%. All right. So to wrap it up, insights for Valentine's Day. Don't forget to celebrate. Don't believe what your woman says that she doesn't want. She doesn't want presents. She doesn't want flowers. Women always want attention.
That's right.
ATF
That's right.
all the fucking time. So
That's
give her the
right.
attention.
That's
What's
right.
your takeaway?
Takeaway is like if you know, our podcast right now is 101. This is the 101 podcast that we've done. So all of that to say is there's always the next thing, right? It's like you get a new slate. Today's a new day, new week. Don't get hung up on what you did or didn't do on Valentine's Day. You got to continue to innovate and to grow your relationship. Not just the one day that it comes every year, but like every single week, every single day. Like what is the best part of you that you could give into your relationship?
The second from the Super Bowl is don't let Usher get around your girl. He's still your girl. No, just being able to maintain your emotional fitness when another man is going after you. The coach did a great job to maintaining his cool and taking that team to win the Super Bowl championship.
That's right.
Great credit to the coach. All right, guys. So make sure that you comment, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you follow us, continue to connect with us and send us your questions. Until
Yes,
next time,
please.
learn it,
Live it, experience it. Love life.